enough of this. We must live each day like it's the last. Go with it, go with it. It ain't too much. It ain't too much. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the jam. It ain't too much. It ain't go through. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me. The world keeps changing, rearranging minds and thoughts, predictions fly up to the baby boomers. Come on, they do working. I told my brothers, don't you ask me for no favors. I'm conditioned by the system. Don't just talk to me, no screaming. She prays to God to boost up, then she sings a Thomas song. Confusions contradict herself. Do we know right from wrong? I just want you to recognize me in the temple. You ain't heard me. I found peace within myself. Go with it, go with it, jam. It ain't too much. It ain't too much. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the jam. It ain't too much. It ain't go through. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the jam. It ain't too much. It ain't too much. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the jam. It ain't too much. It ain't go through. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the
Jam, here comes the man, hot damn. The B-boy stands with an upper hand. Making funky tracks with my man Michael Jackson. Is smooth, couldn't have the man is back, so relax. Mingle, jingle in the jungle. Bum rush the door, 3 and 4's in a bundle. Execute the plan, first I cool it like a fan. Got with Janet, then with Guy, now with Michael, cause it ain't hard.
It ain't too much. It ain't too much. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the jam. Get gone. It ain't too much. It ain't don't stop. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the jam. It ain't too much. It ain't go through. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the jam. It ain't too much. It ain't go through. It ain't too. I'm like fuck me the jam.
It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam. It ain't too hard for me to jam.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome. How's everybody doing? Make sure you guys come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. Hold on, I gotta put my championship belt. It's my championship belt. I got all my belts. These is all my championship belts. What's going on? Who we got? St. Louis in the building. What's going on? It's D Walk. Shout out to Cleveland. D Jenkins, Rich Jew representing the Krisney Ayub. Calvin Burks representing the Krisney Ayub. Manifest, what's going on? Axel is in the building. Sharks World, what up? Kelvin Burks representing the Krisney Ayub.
The Chicago nigga.
All right. Byron Gibson, what's going on? Sacramento. Manifest representing Atlanta, Georgia. Brandon Williams, Hampton, GA. James Sandman. This brings back memories when they went against the Bad Boys. You know. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to the '89 Pistons. Shout out to the '90s Pistons. We'll give you a little shout out. Jess Dre, what's going on? Pittsburgh, PA. Rich Jew representing the Krisney Ayub. St. Louis. Yes, sir. Shout out to the hater that came in with the thumbs down already. Check this out, hater. You wait for me to come live so you can do that. I love you anyway, all right? Stay in your mama's basement, okay? DJ Starboy, what's going on? Las Vegas in the building. Kill 'em all. Shout out to Costas. Transportation Boys. Champagne representing in the crib. Axel said he put the thumbs down. I don't know. Axel always puts the thumbs down for whatever reason. I don't know. When I go to his channel, I always put the thumbs up and engage. But whatever. All right. So look. All right. Listen. The 45. You know what the 45 represents, but we got the 23 right here. All right. And this ain't the swing man neither. We don't do the swing man joints. This the official tissue joint, all right? We only wear the $300 joints, not the swing man joints, all right? So the 45 represents I am coming back to shoot content in the field for the box truck community, all right? Now, this is not going to be a full-time thing. This is going to be a few times a week, maybe 2-3 days a week, you know what I'm saying, just to get some content, show you guys what it's like to be in the field, just to add a little bit of, just to add that to the channel. It's something that's probably long overdue. I know I've been promising it for quite some time now, but I have made, all the necessary steps to make sure we do that. The last step I took yesterday, I ordered some cameras to mount up inside the truck so we could get all the angles. Those should be here tomorrow. Excuse me. And we are going to go from there. All right. So 2 days, we've been running some stuff, and I'm starting to see, I already know what the problem is. All right. It's operation costs. But now, since I'm actually bidding on things, I really know that it's operation cost, and I also know that it's lack of knowledge. Now, I know I touched on this morning for some of the people that saw some of the live streams this morning. Hold on, the hater, I don't know if the Axel was the hater. Axel, let me explain something to you. These right here, Axel, see how they say Nike Air on the back? And these right here, all right? Stop hating, all right? Hold on. We can flip them around for you. We're going to flip them around for you. All right, Axel? So, stop hating, all right? I know you in Cleveland. I know, Jordan, he kind of destroyed y'all in '89 with the shot over Craig Elo. But don't get mad. You see what I'm saying? Don't get upset. It's not your fault that you was born and you live where you live, okay? That's not your fault, okay? I get it. All right? So I see what the issue is, all right? It's operation costs and it is a lot of not understanding what an individual has invested in, right? So the past 2 days, I've been taking jobs, right? Little jobs. This morning, I took three deliveries. I was back at the crib. I was back at the crib by 8:30, about 9:30, right? Because I went to holler at Pedro and Saul. All right. I'm underbid in cargo vans in a box truck. I'm underbid in cargo vans in a box truck. How is that possible? How is that possible? I'll tell you how it's possible. High overhead, and a lack of understanding competition in the competitive market. High overhead and a lack of understanding competition in the competitive market. I say it all the time, but now I'm just out here proving it to you. All right, so I don't want to hear, oh well, he ain't out here, this, that, and the third. That was fine, that was cute. It was cute while it lasted, but now what's the excuse? Now what's the excuse? It's opportunities all around, even to the people that say, oh, well, they lack the resources, they don't have the startup costs. I did a live stream this morning, and I talked about this earlier, but I know some people may be in here that weren't in here earlier, and I titled it Early Mornings. Had a decent turnout, but when I title something and I put labor and moving in it, it doesn't do well. Now, if you would have caught that live stream, you would have realized that you may not have had to actually do any physical labor. I actually dropped gems in that live stream that really, if you are a good delegator, you don't have to lift anything. The labor is right there for you to make money off the labor's back. Somebody said something, right? And I'm not going to be on here long. I just came on here really to talk some shit. You dig what I'm saying? If you want to hide something from some people, just put it in a book. And that can go, the same for anywhere where you're educating somebody, wherever they're consuming information, whether it's a book, an audio book, YouTube content. People are going to always run from education and things that seem hard. And the more I do these live streams, the more I realize it. The more I realize that all the complaining, all the pointing fingers, nobody pointing no fingers at me, you know what I'm saying? But all the pointing fingers at some of your favorite creators because you feel like they did you dirty, really, the fault is yours. Two weeks ago, a shot was thrown at me. Oh, don't nobody want to hear all that market analysis. I'm gonna listen. When people say dumb shit like that, I'm gonna keep driving that shit until you get tired of me driving that shit. Because when people say dumb, ignorant shit, and people listen to that dumb, ignorant shit, It just lets you know the mind state of where most people are at. I can say this shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And all the jewels is right there for you. Here's the thing. I'm gonna lead you to the water, but I'm not gonna put my face down in that pond or in that lake and drink it for you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna lead you to the water. I'm gonna give you the fishing pole. I'm gonna give you the line, and I'm gonna give you the bait. But I ain't finna grab that thing and do like that and sit there and wait to catch a fish all day. I'm not finna do it. Something else that I realized is knowing my value. If I know I got the value and I can take a person from a lost soul in this industry to being successful, I'm not finna go all out the way. You need to be tapping in with me. And I'm not saying that to be cocky or to be arrogant, but I'm saying you want to get if you see and you recognize value and someone's giving you knowledge and gems to consume, you should be trying to keep up with me. Listen, I did a Discord, right? And every day I try, like my whole thing with the Discord is to try to do a call every day. And I've been doing a good job of keeping it up with it thus far. Just kind of tapping in with the people, seeing where the people are at, seeing what they got going on, what their days are like, and things of that nature. And it'd be a lot of good gems in the Discord. Why? Because you got like-minded individuals that, some are learning, some are a little bit intermediate, some are more advanced, but you got people sharing information from the wee hours of the morning to the late hours of the night. Right? So I jumped on a call today, and there was another content creator that was in there that has 4 times the amount of following that I do. Right? Not in the box truck space, the cargo van space. Who really doesn't do much talking outside of his video, but has a wealth of knowledge. And I know a lot of people have a hard time trying to figure out how this individual is able to do what he does. But he spent 2 hours just kicking it and sharing information. Someone that don't do coaching like me, don't do mentorship like me, but at 100,000 subscribers from the cargo van. Don't really even respond to comments. A lot of the information that people want was given earlier today. The people that anytime they hear me go live or they see that little notification go off in the Discord, they there because they don't want to miss nothing. You in a box truck, you driving. Throw your ear pods on. If you got your Bluetooth, you just listen. That's a call. Like we could turn the cameras on, but I don't turn my camera on. I think I turned it on yesterday, but for the most part, it's just listening. For 2 hours, a lot of valuable information was given. Something was given from somebody else that's in the chat right now that Jonathan, I don't even want you to get that information out right now. Because I want people to be able to, I want the people that really are really trying to learn and really want to consume information, valuable information, because they want to do better. I want those people to be the early adopters so they can, reap the rewards and the benefits of being an early adopter, right? Because what I've also learned is that when you put stuff out on a public platform, it can also get in the hands of the wrong people, and they can ruin it for the individuals who want to do better. We saw that happen over the past couple of years with a few different platforms, Amazon being one of them. I've never done Amazon a day in my life, but I can attest to the reason why the protocols that they're putting in place today is because of a lot of the bad actors that came in within a 2-year period that made things bad. That's going to happen with every single platform there is. There's always going to be an insurgence of bad actors that come in, right, at some point, and it's going to make it bad for other people, whether it saturates the platform or you have people that come in and they do things that's not in their best interest nor the best interest of the platform, the company that they're, operating under. And it's sad that I have to say stuff like this, but that's just what it is. It is what it is. Somebody said something this morning on the live stream in the chat. Now I kind of expounded on it, but I really didn't get a chance to expound on it all the way. I've talked about it before, and I'm not gonna keep you that long. I'm not gonna keep you guys that long. When I was talking about the bidding process, and I was kind of trolling and bragging on the fact how I took food out of some cargo van guy's mouths, right? And he said, "Oh, well, ain't that messing up the game?" And this just further reiterates what I always be talking about. There's so many people coming into this industry that, one, think this is a game, don't understand business, and don't understand. Listen, I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm going to keep saying it until people blue in the face, because something that I know is that repetition, sometimes you got to repeat things. Repetition, just like how you go to the gym and repetition helps the muscle grow and all that, this, that, and the third. Sometimes you got to beat stuff into people's head, and then you also have to remember the fact that every day we get new people, right? You follow the channel for a while, you see how it's growing organically. I'm not doing anything. It's just naturally, organically growing. So there's new people coming in. One, this is not a game. And two, I said I wasn't going to cuss on the live streams no more, but I got to. I don't give a fuck about what you got going on. Well, Mark, what you did, that's messing. No, it's not. Listen, your business is your business. My business is my business. Whatever you got going on, that shit sound personal. Ain't no such thing as messing up the game for nobody else. What your cost is what your cost is, and that's your personal business. Your personal business has nothing to do with my personal business, or the next person's personal business, or the next person's personal business, or the next person's personal. There's no such thing as camaraderie. I don't give a fuck about the game or the camaraderie or this, that, and the third. You know why? Because if you let something sit trying to be cool, even though you know you can profit from it, but you just want to, just be a guy who's, I'm just going to help everybody. If I take this, then it's going to be bad for everybody. I guarantee one thing, somebody else is going to get it. They ain't going to care about you or your family. I told you. See, A lot of people think I just be woofing, but see, I have to come and show you now. Listen, not only I'm going to be the person that take food off your plate. Right when you got the spoon and you finna put that porridge in your mouth or that oatmeal in your mouth, I'm gonna be the person right before that spoon hit your mouth. I'm gonna come take that spoon right before I'm gonna take it right out your hand and eat your shit. Just when you thought you got the bid, you bid 200 and they sent you that message like, hey man, 3 more minutes and the bid is yours. You came in low. I'm gonna come bid 175 on your goofy ass. Let me get that spoon out you. Let me take that spoon, fool. Let me get that food. You don't want it. It ain't messing up the game. It ain't even personal. It's just business. I don't mean nothing personally when I be like, fuck your kids. I just mean fuck your kids. Them your kids. Them your responsibility, and you should have thought about that before you went out and did some dumb shit. Now, somebody is going to watch the replay of this and they're going to get emotional and they're going to get mad. But it's the truth. At the end of the day, when a person who has a low operation cost and they're bidding on things, I can tell you what they not thinking about. It's you and your kids. You know what they thinking about? They thinking about them and their family. This is why they did what was in their best interest and made sure that their operational costs are low. Listen, I could spend this a million different ways. I can tell you the same thing a million different ways. I can use a million different analogies. I can be nice about it. I could be cruel about it. I could be moderate about it. I could, try to put some entertainment and bring the Mitchell and Ness out. And this ain't the swing man either. This ain't the swing man. We don't do the swing man joints. We do the $300 joints. This ain't the swing man. I could dress it up. I could pull all the retros out. Listen, we got them all. We got them all. We got the ones. Oh, and they clean too. Listen, we can do it all. We got the exclusive joints for the All-Star 2020. All right, with the shiznau on the biznat. You dig what I'm saying? We got the shinaddles. You dig what I'm saying? We got them all. Check this out. We got the shadow number ones. Check this out. We got them all. We got the mochas. What you want to do? We got the number 3 black cement. What you want to listen? We could do all that. We could add a little context to it just for humor and just to dress it up a little bit. We could put the 45 on the thumbnail. Listen, if I suit up, y'all see, listen, I wear the Dickies with the Dickie shirt, and when y'all see me messing with the migrants, I accidentally turned the camera downward because I didn't want to put them on camera, but you seen my footwear. I got the Red Wings. Oh, it's 90 degrees outside. I wear the red. Listen, I wear the red. I come to work. Listen, if I get suited and booted to come out, trust me, it's going to be some money that's being made. I'm not coming out to play no games. I'm coming out to get the content, but I'm also coming out to make sure it's worth my while. Yesterday, I did the funny dunny. But today, I was a little rusty. The 45 was on yesterday. Today, we was back in the 23. The 45 was on yesterday. Remember when Jordan came back that first game with the 45 against the Pacers? The 23 was on today. We got the 45 jersey too. But if we would have did the live stream yesterday, we would have been sitting up here with the 45. Today, we had a 23 on. You did what I'm saying? So, no, ain't no such thing as messing up no game for nobody. Nobody messing up no game. It ain't a game. It's the real deal Holyfield. What you don't understand is, believe it or not, and I'm only speaking to the people who, it pertains to, because a lot of y'all aren't in this market, and what I did today is not going to affect y'all, but there's somebody like me in every single market. What I did today was ridiculous. That shit didn't make no sense whatsoever. Obviously in a good way for me, but for everybody out there who are competitors, now to the people with no money, I had to actually go show you how to get on it. Listen, see, this is what I'm saying. I thought that when people are in their most desperate and dire situation is when the creative juices get to flowing. Now, I know back in the day when I was messed up out here, my creative juices was always flowing. I was always thinking. It's nothing like an individual with their back against the wall. Now, we've done come across, I've done encountered a lot of back against the wall situations on this channel. And I've given people the most information that I think they could take and apply in some of the most dire situations. I've given people, ways to do things with just minimal resources. Today I gave people a gym with no upfront cost. I'm gonna wait 30 days. I'm gonna wait 30 days and see who actually copied that blueprint. And in 30 days, if nobody copied that blueprint, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna drive right back to that Home Depot. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna book a job for that day. I'm gonna drive right to that Home Depot. I'm gonna scout out 2 good people, or I'm gonna call Saul and Pedro. Listen, I pulled up this morning and got phone numbers. As soon as I pulled up, I said, as soon as I pull up, they gonna flood me. Sure enough, as soon as I pulled in, here they came. Listen, you don't even gotta do the labor. You can run your bag up just off somebody else's hard work. Let me explain something to you. You better do it now. You better do it now while Biden in. Let me tell you something. While Biden in, you can get away with it. They are encouraging it. They championing it. Now is the time. Listen, what is this? August, September, October, November. Our inauguration is January, December, and half of July. You got about a good 5.5 months to run it up off the migrants. Because if Trump win in November, come January 20th on inauguration day, that shit over. You better not get caught even in the goddamn acquaintance of a migrant. Have a migrant working for you when ICE come up in that. Not only you gonna have to deal with ICE taking the migrant up off there, now you're gonna have to deal with having a undocumented illegal alien working for you. So you're gonna have to deal with the labor board. But now you can get away with it. Now it's okay. This right here, I can listen. See, y'all don't be thinking. You know what I compare this shit to right here? I compare this to PPP Part 3. You know why? Because you can run up a bag. You can run up a bag using other people and not have to do nothing. Only thing you got to do is supervise. This like PPP Part 3. This like the PPP Part 3. It was 150 people out there today. You can literally go every day and tell them to hop in and just pay them $20 an hour. You ain't even gotta do moving. You could have them cut grass. You could have them do roofing. I would turn into a general contractor the next 5.5 months. I'm gonna be doing all types of odds and ends jobs: basement clean outs, junk removal, garage clean outs, attic clean outs. I have them digging ditches. I have them digging post holes for fencing. I have them pouring concrete for basketball goals. I have them, God damn it, power washing. Listen, anything that you can think of, you got 5.5 months to run it up. It's like the PPP part thing. Listen, you should be. Check this out. What was the PPP? 20. What was they getting? 20,000. You should be able to get 20,000 worth of labor off each person if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, about a month and a half. You got 5.5 months. Matter of fact, this is probably better than the PPP. So I don't get it. You can literally start you a labor only business. Labor only, and get away with it. Then after you run your money up, you take your money, your cash money now. Now you got cash money. Then you go buy your cargo van. I don't get it, bro. Listen, if I can sit up here and play Tetris in a Chevy Avalanche, and trust me, it wasn't easy, and it damn sure wasn't fun. You know, when you got people in studios and start getting 1 bedrooms and these people calling because they cheap, and I got to strap a goddamn a mattress and a box spring on the roof of the car, and then pack the bed area and lay the back wall down and use the back seat area and play Tetris. That shit was mentally frustrating. It was physically frustrating, right? But I made that shit work. This easy shit is no such thing. This whole no touch shit and all this that everybody waiting on. Keep waiting. In the Discord, I see a lot of people in the Discord that if you watched the channel last year, they was OTR. You know what they doing now? Local and final mile. They doing either curbside or they doing big and bulky. And you know what? They loving it. But I've been telling people this for 2 years. Now, it's some people that love OTR that are good at it. I'm not talking to you. But to the people who are struggling with it because of the factors that we always talk about, you might want to consider something else. You don't have it. You can't get it. You don't understand it. Your cost is too high. You're not working hard enough. You're not willing to stay out long enough. You got to go home to get you some poom poom on the weekend, so you don't want to stay out long enough. You're frustrated. You're complaining. You got a rental truck. The rates are killing you. You don't have enough cash flow. Whatever the circumstances is that is causing you to, have a tough time, you got to understand, look, you may have to transition. Well, man, I don't want to do final mile. Listen, I got people in the Discord right now that's in here right now. It's doing, because I did it. That's why I did the, so I already know. You think appliance deliveries is something, wait till you do fitness equipment delivery, treadmills. ellipticals. Some of those treadmill bases is 300-400 pounds. And majority of the time, depending on the market you in, they going either down into the basement, which is a narrow shot straight down, and maybe a landing in the turn, which makes it even more difficult, or they going upstairs. Now here you go. Back when I was getting $250 a stop. Jonathan doing it now, he getting $285 a stop. It's $285 a stop. But see, you ain't built like that. I'm talking to you. You ain't built like that. You ain't cut like that. It's too much work for you. It's too much heavy lifting. Check this out. But it's dedicated. It's dedicated. There's guaranteed work. You don't have to go compete. And this is for the individual, not the individual that loves over the road and they're profiting from it because they understand what they invested in. I'm talking to the people who invested in, who don't got a goddamn clue what the hell they invested in, that's complaining, that's operating at a loss, they have no cash flow, they don't know what's going on. I'm talking to that individual. I'm always going to champion moving and final mount because that's where I come from. So I'm not championing it because, that's where I come from. When I say it pays the best and the most, it does. But it's going to come with some hard work. The harder the work, the more the reward. If I couldn't figure out middle mile for whatever reason, my cost is too high, I just don't understand the market, I don't understand the competition, I'm one of those guys that believe people are taking cheap freight. If I'm one of those guys that just think people are taking cheap freight, which is the reason why my business is failing, if I was that guy, so listen, this is what I want you to do. If at any point you ever said to yourself, man, they taking cheap freight, you're who I'm talking to. You're who I'm talking to. And if you, listen, if your heart is starting to flutter and you're getting angry at me and you're sitting there watching this in your truck or you're laying next to your little boo thing and you talking shit like this old gap tooth motherfucker talking all this shit, even more reason I'm talking to you. You might want to transition, buddy. I hope you land next to your girl right now. Cause you laying in the bed next to her, always complaining about the box truck. She probably telling you, maybe you should listen to him, babe. He might be right. You a man, ain't you? You supposed to do whatever you need to do. I hope you sit there. Now, don't get up and turn it off. Don't get up and turn it off. No, leave me on the big screen. Leave me on the big screen, big dog. Listen. I'm 5'8", between 165 and 175 pounds. It depends. When I get in my little moods where I just, want to, eat apple pie and shit like that, I can gain 10 pounds real quick. But I weighed myself today, I'm 166. So I've been hitting the floor in the gym. I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor with it. I'm doing the crunches. Yeah, I'm on the floor with it. I'm tightening up. All right? So listen, I'm 5'8", 166, 167, 168. I'm lean, all right? I'm a strong guy, but I'm not the biggest guy, right? From 2020 to 2022, I got it in. Now, some people out there's running middle mile, they can't figure their shit out, and they 6'2", 6'3", 200-pound, solid. Don't let me ever run into you in public and you 6'2", 6'3", solid, look like you could play a linebacker or some shit, and you telling me you struggling, and I say go get final mile a try, and you be like, oh, man, I don't want to do no lifting. Listen, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I've hired people that have worked for my company in the past. I remember this little guy, Chancey. I hired him when he was 19. He worked to me all the way to the end in 2020. He was 26 then. So from the time he was 19 to uh, the end of 2022, he was 26. And then when I told him I was done, he went and got hired with Amazon. When I hired him at 19, he was a beast. It was this guy I had working for me, was 50 years old, named KT. Beast. You got a business. It's your job to save your business. If you're not willing to try every single avenue that your equipment can run until you land somewhere where you understand it and it's profitable, you a poor business person. There's no such thing as I don't want to do no lifting, because you had a mindset that you wanted to come in because your favorite content creator told you no touch freight and you can make $1 gazillion just from driving here to there, going on the DAT load board, picking a load. Didn't give you the fundamentals of, competition and market and radiuses and routes and shit like that on how to go about it. They just told you to get the shit, get the LLC, the DOT, the MC, BOC3, the insurance, all that shit. Download DAT, pick a load, and go take that shit from there to there. And you did that, and you're losing at it. And then here come my black ass telling you, well, you probably could do better here, but you don't want to do it because you don't want to lift. All right, well, here's the thing, because you probably went through Top Mark or one of them equipment, whatever they call, finance lending places. Keep operating at a loss. Keep operating at a loss. You didn't know they had a tracker on it. They gonna come get it. Oh man, the skip traces nowadays. Oh man, the skip traces nowadays. This ain't like back in the day. You could hide it in, you could hide shit in your mama's garage and shit like that. Listen, the skip tracers nowadays, I'm telling you, they gonna find that shit. You know why? Because they getting paid a pretty penny to do so. Can't hide it. Can't hide it for too long. So it'll probably be in your best interest to go and, if you don't want to do big and bulky, at least do curbside. At least do curbside. And listen, there's opportunity out there because I see it. I see it. I see it in my market. I see people sharing shit in the Discord in other markets. Y'all using one source of platform to search for opportunities instead of a multitude of different platforms. I apologize, that you might have got sold a dream, but the reality is you could still fix it. But you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna shoot some content time to time, build some videos in the field, and I'm gonna show you how to go about this shit. All right. Before I go, because I know I haven't did one of these live streams here in the studio in about a week or so. some people may have to reset. A reset doesn't necessarily mean quit, and it just means reset. It's almost like transitioning. It's just like starting fresh, starting from the beginning. It's a little bit more than transitioning. It's transitioning, but also starting fresh. So transitioning, but also taking it back to the beginning. Whatever steps that you missed, you need to go back, retrace your steps, and then take the correct path. And that's going to take you all the way back to a business plan. I'm not going to never leave that out. You're going to always hear me say that pretty much every live stream. It takes for people to say things to me like, well, what I need a business plan for? Why I need one? I already, who am I giving it to? Am I giving it to the bank? When people say shit like that to me, like, I really just be mind boggled, and it makes me want to, push that shit harder. I'm going to say this too, because this is something that was said earlier. Business ain't for everybody. Now, don't take it the wrong way. It's not. It's just not. It's not. And I'm not being negative. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Here's the thing. There's not enough honest people in this space. Look at it like this. You come to consume information from the box truck space. Imagine going to a dealership. Ford dealership, Chevy dealership. Let's say Chevy dealership. You walk in the Chevy dealership, it's you, your wife, and y'all got 4 kids. Let's say ranging from the age of 2 to 10. Now, as a salesman, as an honest salesman, I would take you to the Chevy Expresses, the cargo van, the family vans. But a shady salesman will see Pops over there eyeballing the C8. A shady salesman, because he sees you eyeballing the C8, even though he saw you walk in with a wife and 4 kids, pursues to try to sell you a 2-door Corvette. Is it his fault? If you get sold, knowing good and goddamn well, you need a family van. You need that Chevy Express. Your wife trying to talk you out of it. You telling her, but babe, I started the box truck business. This gonna look. We just gonna have to make a sacrifice. I need to get this so that when I pull up to these 3PLs, I'm gonna look the part, be the part. So I'm gonna get all the contracts. Just once we get this box truck and I get these contracts, man, I'll be able to come back and buy this van in 3 months. And he hears you tell your wife that, and he doesn't say, you know what, man, the Corvette gonna be here. Matter of fact, man, you know what? It's even a better one coming out. The Z06 coming out in 6 months, man. You got these kids. Man, I think the Chevy Express is probably a better buy for you, man. It holds 7 or 8 or whatever it holds. The back row lays down into a full-size bed in case you want to take road trips with the family. I think this is be more economical for, and we'll try to talk them out of it and just be honest and straightforward with them. A person that's full of shit is going to sell them what they came for, what they didn't come for, what they eyeballing, but the salesperson know that that's not the best thing for them. Same situation here. When people come up all the time, I've said it plenty of times. You know what, bro? Start with you don't need no box truck, man. Get a cargo van. Man, nah, man. You ain't ready yet, dog. You might want to go sign up one of these 3PLs in your car. Some people take heed to it. Some people get upset. But I can read people, I can listen to people, and I can know where mentally they at, and I can see the road that they would be headed down if they chose one of the three, and I knew that whatever road that they was looking to go down initially, just from talking to them, that it wasn't going to be good for them. I'm not going to sit up here and tell a person, oh, you good, and tap in, this, and the third. Nah, bro. I'm only going to be honest and straightforward with people because that's what people need. I would want a person to be, forthcoming with me the same way. So, there's a lot of valuable information in the Discord, people sharing information and, trading knowledge. We have good calls over there. I'm going to start, editing a lot of this video stuff from out in the field. Hopefully people gain some type of, knowledge from that. So I don't want to hear nobody say, well, you're not out here. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. All right. Operation cost, is very pivotal. Like I always say, you got to have a plan because somebody's going to always take some food off of your plate. Always, and right now, at least 2 days out the week, I'm going to be one of them. So, LOL, I like people who don't like to touch freight because I do. Shout out to you. Shout out to Transportation Boys. Shout out to Truth. Starting fresh with knowledge you need is corrective calibration. Definitely, it's best to, start, do a fresh reset. Sometimes you got to just, here's the thing. You may be able to stay in the same lane you in. You just might need to do a reset. You know what I'm saying? And take it from the beginning and just do a reset, right? So you could correct a lot of the negative behavior that got you to the point where you feel like, or you are struggling and failing. You know what I'm saying? Like, time is ticking, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I came across some information today, from someone that shared it in the Discord, and then I did some research on it. I don't want to really go into it too much, but I see the direction some of these big companies are going. I see the direction some of these big companies are going. As far as like, e-commerce and, parcel package delivery, it's expected to increase, I think, like 4 to 6% over the next 4 years now, right? And I see what's happening. I see where the direction, this shit is going. I'm not going to talk on it right now because I'm still, looking into it. But people need to really, wake up, smell the coffee, and get their shit together. Listen, even the big media outlets don't know what the hell they talking about. I talk about this shit all the time. Freight waves last year, what was that? 2023. Oh, second quarter. Oh, third quarter freight. And guess what? Second, third quarter, fourth quarter. Actually, second, third quarter was the bottom. They said this shit was going to turn around. If you've been following the channel, remember I said no, it ain't. I said it's going to the way you see it now. It's going to be like this all year. And I know people would rather listen to Freight Waves because it's Freight Waves than old Mark, but Marky Mark was right. Why? Now Freight Waves did an article that somebody sent to me last week, and I read it, and they talk about, oh, we think we figured it out. It had something to do with the PPP. Oh, well, yeah, the reason why there's still an overabundance of people in the space, there's overabundance of capacity, and capacity is owner operators, is because they still got a lot of PP left over. So this is what they've been using to float. They trying to cover up their tracks of all the misinformation that they gave out forecasting when the turnaround was going to be. Now they saying, oh, because of the people should be running out of this PPP money by 2025. Like, yo, they are so out of touch with reality. It's pathetic. Where do these people at Freight, like, where do they get their information? Because they was wrong all last year. I was right. And they're wrong even with this. Who the fuck still has PPP money? The majority of owner operators that took PPP money, that shit has been exhausted. That shit been gone. That shit was gone last year. That shit was gone last year. I see where, and I see who is moving the freight. A lot of the freight that you would expect to move, quiet as kept, is being moved on the rails. Why? Because it's cheaper. Also, volume is down. You got trucking companies, mid-level trucking companies that are still going out of business. You got trucking companies laying people off. You got brokerages laying people off. It's not enough work, right? But I see a company, and I'm not going to speak on it yet, that's expanding. I see a company that's expanding. The reason why I don't want to speak on it yet is because I want to do my due diligence, because I don't want to be the guy that was wrong. I like to do my homework first. I don't jump the gun. Because I'm curious to know, how is this company expanding? How are they able to implement new programs to bring in more people? Has there been a shift in the dynamic? I want to look into it first. I tell you one thing. This company doesn't rely on owner operators. Saw company. But they're introducing new programs to bring in more vehicles on a smaller scale. And they're running intermodal. So freight waves is saying 2025. Me personally, I think depending on what happens in November, right, is going to determine if FUD is going to continue to still play a part or not. And if FUD doesn't continue to play a part, FUD being fear, uncertainty, and doubt, people that have money, which I would classify as boomers, are going to start spending money, right? So that should uptick, volume a little bit. But if there's still a lot of capacity in place, you're not really going to see a big swing in rates. All right. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how that goes. But I'm going to do some research and I will let you guys know about this company. What do I think about Temu? I think it's another version of Alibaba. I've never ordered anything from Temu to give a review on, them from a consumer perspective, but I see it everywhere. I see all the ads on Facebook. I know people buy stuff from there. I heard it's cheap. But I know T-Force was supposed to be getting the contract. I think that fell through. I don't know who they're using. I think they might be using UPS or FedEx or something like that. But I think it's from a general perspective, I think it's just another Alibaba. True say I seen 20 blown in a weekend. Shit. Me too. I've seen 20 blown in a day. So, yeah, 20 ain't a lot of money no more. 20 ain't a lot of money no more, man. 20 is, man, that's a trip to Neiman's, a trip to Saks, man. And maybe 5 or 6 bags. That's about it. 20 ain't gonna take you far nowadays, depending on what you're doing with it. So, all right, Mark, you should have played I'm the Man. Earliest live stream was fire. Appreciate it. Make sure I got that's it, man. Pull out the Alexanders or the Dior's. Maybe in another live stream. I can't do too much, man. Sometimes you gotta save shit, bro. You never know when you might have to pull up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let people, think certain things, and then that's when you pull out your secret weapons. You can't always let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You always gotta stay in the cut, just in case somebody get froggy and want to leap. Then that's when you start pulling up. It's a lot of shit that I ain't. It's a lot of shit. Like, you'll be surprised. I'm telling you, you'll be surprised. We just wait for people to say dumb shit, and then we just start. You never know. Might got a Bentley or something down. You never know. You did what I'm saying. So we just never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. All right. All right, bro. All right, I'm out of here, bro. Peace.